Hi, welcome back to Reading with Cami. Right now we're going to read See the Yak Yak by Charles Ghigna. See the yak yak, see the steer steer. See the skate skate. See the badger badger and the hog hog. See the chicken chicken. See the ram ram. See the buck buck. See the bear bear. See the bat bat. See the swallow swallow. See the seal seal. Look at all of those letters. See the bug bug. See the slug slug. See the flea flea. He's running away. See the fly fly. See the duck duck. See the kid kid. See the rain rain. See the flower flower. See the fish fish. See the end end. Splat the cat takes the cake. Splat the cat sat watching Super Cat on TV. It was his favorite show. This time, brave Super Cat was saving his tiny town from an awful earthquake. Splat said, "I want to be a brave hero too." "Eek! Look out, a snake!" "Seymour, I'll save you." So Splat saved Seymour from a sneaky snake. But he forgot to beware of his mango milkshake. Splat! "That's it!" exclaimed Dad. "No more Super Cat. No more TV." "No more TV!" Splat exclaimed. "No more TV," said his mom. "Why not take a bike ride to the lake?" "Yes, I could use a break," said Splat. Splat took off on his bike. Riding helped him shake his mango milkshake mistake. It says, win a new TV cake baking contest. On his way to the lake, Splat saw a big sign. A clever thought crossed his mind. He could bake a TV-winning cake. Splat never made it to the lake. Instead, he sped home to bake his cake. He opened Mom's cake book and looked and flipped, but no cake in that book had the tippy-top look of a super first prize cake. So Splat said, "I'll bake my own super duper cake, one that nobody else can make." Splat said, "Let's see, I'll need a large pan or two, or maybe 3. Splat put in all the things he needed to bake a super-duper cake. Splat said to Seymour, "More cake flour makes more cake power." Then he added one more thing. The cake was now ready to bake, but that last thing Splat added was a big, big mistake. Splat! Now there was no cake, and there was a big mess. Splat was too tired to bake another cake. He went to bed thinking, "How will I win the TV? What would Super Cat do?" Then Splat dreamed of Super Cat. When Splat woke up, he knew what to do and how to bake his super cake. Look at him with his chef hat. At the contest, Splat was ready. Spike was there with his cake. Kitten was there with her cake. Plank had baked a cake too. Spike's cake was wider. Kitten's cake was prettier. Plank's cake was taller. Was Splat's cake super enough? The judges looked closely at every cake baked. They tasted the cakes, and they talked together. Then one judge said, "Our top judge will now award the Super Cake Prize." Surprise! The top judge was really Super Cat. "Splat the cat takes the cake," said Super Cat. He takes the TV. Splat was very happy. When he got home, he said, "Now it's time to watch Super Cat." "It's you who takes the cake, Super Cat," whispered Splat. The end. Splat the cat and the duck with no quack. By Rob Scotton. Splat's bike was clickety-clack as he rode along a bumpy track to cat school. Suddenly, the wheel of the bike got stuck in a crack. Look at the crack right there. With a whack and a smack, Splat tumbled onto the track. Splat found himself nose to beak with a funny duck. The funny duck had a little book. The duck gave Splat a funny look. Right there. "How odd," said Splat. The duck was strangely quiet. "A duck lacking in quacking?" said Splat. "That's not right." "Don't worry, duck," said Splat. "You must be lost. I'll take you back to the pond. I will help you get your quack back." Splat picked up the duck with the little book and put both in his backpack. "Take care in there," said Splat, "and don't sit on my fish stick snack." Splat put his backpack on, got on his bike, and set off again along the bumpy track toward the pond. Splat's bike went clickety-clickety, clack, clack, clack. When Splat got to school, he parked his bike in the bike rack shack and dropped his backpack on the bumpy track. Duck looked out from a crack in Splat's backpack. Duck saw Spike's silly grin and had a panic attack. Duck jumped out of Splat's backpack. "Duck! Duck!" yelled Splat. Where? Yelled Plank, looking blank. Too late. Splorf. The duck with the little book sat on Plank's head. "No Quack," said Splat. "No Quack?" asked Spike. "No Quack?" asked Plank. "No Quack," said Splat. "A duck lacking in quacking?" said Spike and Plank. "That's not right." "Maybe Duck is hungry," said Spike. Spike took the fish stick snack from Splat's backpack and gave it to the duck. But Duck didn't bite, so Spike ate the fish stick snack himself. "Maybe Duck is sad and needs to be cheered up," said Plank. Plank made a funny face. Duck didn't laugh. Duck didn't even grin. Plank's funny face stayed stuck. I know, said Kitten. "Duck needs a bow with a little pink dress to match. They will bring Duck's Quack back." But the bow and the dress were not a success. Duck's beak stayed firmly closed. "Mrs. Wimpy Dimple will know what to do," said Splat. Mrs. Wimpy Dimple looked at the duck. "A duck lacking in quacking?" she asked. "How very odd. But the answer must be simple," said Mrs. Wimpy Dimple. "I will examine this duck with the little book," said Mrs. Wimpy Dimple. She played some music to test the duck's ears. Duck danced a merry duck dance. "Duck's hearing is all right. Maybe the problem is Duck's eyesight," said Mrs. Wimpy Dimple. Mrs. Wimpy Dimple pointed to a chart. Duck just looked blank. She looked closely at Duck. I see," she said. "But I don't think Duck does." Mrs. Wimpy Dimple put her glasses on Duck's beak. Duck blinked. Duck opened the book and started to read out loud. As he read, Duck began to quack. Quack, quack, quack. Followed by a quack, quack, quack. "Hooray for Duck!" cheered the helpful cats. Quack, 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 quack. Duck's quack was back. And that was that. The end. Fancy Nancy Sees the Stars by Jane O'Connor. Stars are so fascinating. That's a fancy word for interesting. I love how they sparkle in the sky. Tonight is our class trip. Yes, it's a class trip at night. We're going to the planetarium. That is a museum about stars and planets. Miss Glass tells us the show starts at 8. We will all meet there. I smile at my friend Robert. My parents are taking Robert and me. Then Miss Glass asks, "What star is closest to Earth?" "That's easy. It's the sun." "What do you call stars that make a picture?" asks Miss Glass. Robert and Bree have both forgotten. I know, I say. "A constellation," I say. Miss Glass nods. On the wall are pictures. There's a hunter and the crab and the Big Dipper. It looks like a big spoon. That one right there. We will see all of them at the show. I can hardly wait. At home, Robert and I put glow-in-the-dark stickers on our t-shirts. Mine has the Big Dipper. Robert has the hunter on his. I spin my mobile and watch the planets orbit the sun. Orbit is a fancy word. It means to travel in a circle. Then we pretend to orbit until we get dizzy. Later, we bake star cookies. Sprinkles make them sparkle. The sun is a star, I tell my sister. It is the closest star, so we see it in the day. They're making star cookies. After dinner, we wait for the babysitter. She is very late. Dad says not to worry. We have plenty of time. At last, we get in the car. Drip, drip, drip. It is raining. The rain comes down harder and harder. Dad drives slower and slower. It is getting later and later. A policeman comes over. The road is closed, he tells my parents. There is too much water. Oh no! There are cars in front of us. There are cars behind us. We're stuck. Look at that traffic jam. The show is starting soon, Robert says. We will not make it. Drip, drip, drip goes the rain. Drip, drip, drip go my tears. Robert and I are so sad. We do not even want any cookies. At last, the cars move and the rain stops. But it is too late. The night sky show is over. By the time we get home, the sky is full of stars. They are brilliant. That's a fancy word for shiny and bright. I get a brilliant idea. Brilliant also means very smart. We can have our own night sky show. My parents get my sister. We set up beach chairs. Mom lights candles. Dad puts the cookies on a tray. We eat al fresco. That's fancy for eating outdoors. We watch the stars. We see the North Star. We see the Big Dipper. All at once, something zooms across the sky. A shooting star, Dad says. Make a wish. I tell Dad it is not a star. It is a meteor. But I make a wish anyway. The next day, Miss Glass says, everyone missed the show because of the storm, so we will go next week. Everybody is very happy. And guess what? My wish came true. The end. Everyday Dress Up by Selina Alko. I used to only play princess until Mommy showed me pictures and told me stories of real great women. Now dressing up is an adventure when, every day of the week, I am a daring new dame. On Monday, I put on goggles with cardboard wings. I'm ready to go. I'm Amelia, First Lady of Flight. Like a bird, I soar smoothly in the sky. On Tuesday, I slip into a dazzling dress, standing up on stage to scat. I'm Ella, Queen of Jazz. I sing my heart out in a full house of fans. On Wednesday, flag waving, I march and fight so every woman will have the right to vote. I'm Elizabeth, super suffragist. I proudly pave the way for First Lady Eleanor and Supreme Court Justice Sonia. On Thursday, I button up my lab coat using test tubes and beakers and trial and error. I'm Marie, star-studded scientist. I make medicine to cure the sick. On Friday, I tie on an apron and stand tall, teaching fancy French cooking to Americans. I'm Julia, chef extraordinaire. Fish in hand, I declare, bon appetit. On Saturday, I don shiny slippers and a terrific pink tutu. Center stage, I turn, jump, and plie. I'm Maria, prima ballerina. Spinning like a diamond, I twinkle and sparkle for the crowd. On Sunday, I draw a thick black brow, sock monkeys perched in pose. I'm Frida, prized painter. Like Alice in Georgia, I add color to canvas, creating forests and flowers and pictures of me. After trying on gowns of greatness, I fold up the props and put them away. I love to sing, dance, draw, and paint, cook, take trips, help people, and lead the way. And when I'm older, I hope to have my own outstanding outfit, so that little girls will sport costumes of me. The end. Peanut Butter and Homework Sandwiches by Lisa Broadie Cook. It was Monday, and all Martin McGregor wanted to do was go to school. Miss Elliott was the coolest teacher ever, and this was the day he was going to bring in his pet, Harriet the tarantula. But when Martin burst into class, he was surprised to see a tall lady with orange hair piled on top of her head. My name is Mrs. Payne. Mr. Elliott will be out of school for a while. Martin McGregor learned two things at school that day. One was that Mr. Elliott had broken his arm mountain climbing, and the other was Mrs. Payne loved to give mountains of homework. After school, Martin McGregor sat down to do his homework. Just as he worked the last problem, he spied the jar of peanut butter on the kitchen counter. Sadie, I need some brain food, he said. Martin slopped the peanut butter on one slice of bread and dripped a mountain of jelly on the other. The peanut butter and jelly oozed out the sides as Martin took a big bite. Splat! Martin's paper was covered with peanut butter and jelly. Oh, great! Martin got up to get a paper towel, but before he could clean up the mess, Sadie was doing it for him. Sadie, you didn't just eat the peanut butter, you ate the whole paper, yelled Martin. This gives new meaning to the dog ate my homework. What will Mrs. Payne think? On Tuesday morning, when Martin tried to tell Miss Payne that his dog really and truly ate his homework, she did not believe him. Martin McGregor had to redo his homework and miss playing kickball at recess. Martin learned one more thing about Mrs. Payne that day. There were absolutely no excuses for no homework. When Martin got home from school, his mother said, I'm washing jeans, Martin. Throw in the ones you are wearing. Martin dropped his jeans into the washer and watched the water swish around the clothes, then headed upstairs to start his homework. Sadie followed close behind, hoping for more peanut butter. Martin McGregor reached into his pocket for his spelling paper. My homework! Yelled Martin as he raced back downstairs to the washer. It was too late. The spin cycle had begun, and Martin McGregor's homework was faded beyond recognition. Martin McGregor learned on Wednesday that Mrs. Payne didn't like stiff and bleached out homework. He had to miss kickball again and write over and over, "I will do my homework neatly. I will do my homework neatly." "Mr. Elliot would never make me do this," Martin mumbled under his breath. Thursday morning was a little crazy in the McGregor house. It was the first day of preschool for Martin's little sister. She was so excited she practically bounced right out of her chair and didn't touch her eggs. She insisted on a backpack just like her big brothers. His mom dropped Martin off first. He grabbed his backpack out of the van and raced into the room to give Mrs. Payne his homework. "Mrs. Payne, I have my homework today," Martin said excitedly. He opened his backpack. Martin McGregor couldn't believe his eyes. The backpack had no homework. Instead, he saw the yellow hair of Miss Nettie, his sister's favorite doll. "Looky, looky, Martin brought his dolly," cried Samuel Hall. He grabbed Miss Nettie and started to throw her around. Martin McGregor tried desperately to catch Miss Nettie, but he was unsuccessful. Mrs. Payne was successful. She grabbed Miss Nettie in midair and marched Martin and Samuel to the principal's office. Martin McGregor missed recess again. Worst of all, he had to sit next to Samuel Hall, the taker of everyone's dessert, at lunch for the rest of the week. That evening, Martin's dad stopped by his room. "How's the homework going, son?" Martin sighed and plopped his head down on the dictionary. "Why can't she give us something interesting for homework? This is boring." "After you finish, why not think up your own homework?" his dad said. What do you want to learn about? You can research it on the computer." Martin got a fabulous idea. He spent the rest of the evening on his homework. Harriet made the perfect subject. Martin made a book of tarantula facts. He filled his walls with pictures of tarantulas. He made a tarantula out of clay and pipe cleaners. Martin even turned Sadie into a tarantula by adding extra legs to her with his dad's black socks. At the end of dinner, he even made one out of his chicken and noodles. Friday morning, Martin wasn't taking any chances. He held the stack of definitions all the way to school. As he approached the building, a sudden gust of wind sent the papers flying. No matter how fast Martin ran, the papers blew faster. He caught one, then another, but the last two did loopy-loops in the sky before landing on the roof of the school. Martin McGregor had to redo the 2 lost pages of definitions, and he had to look up 10 extra words. He learned homework on the floor didn't count, according to Mrs. Payne. The next week, Martin McGregor dragged himself into the classroom. He had put his homework carefully in his backpack, but he worried something would go wrong and Mrs. Payne would be unhappy with him. When he got into the classroom, he couldn't believe his eyes. There was Mr. Elliot's pet, tarantula, Harriet. When Martin McGregor saw a smiling Mr. Elliot. "Good to be back. How did last week go, Martin?" asked Mr. Elliot. Martin McGregor was speechless. At the end of the day, Mr. Elliot said, "Class, I have your homework assignment." The room was filled with groans. Mr. Elliot continued, "I want you to find out everything you can about tarantulas. Whoever finds the most facts can feed Harriet next week and keep her for the weekend." The room was filled with cheers. Martin McGregor grinned and thought, I wonder how my mom and sister will feel about a weekend guest. The end. Cars, the spooky sound. Lightning McQueen and Mater like to tell spooky stories. Their friends are scared, but Mater and Lightning are not. Lightning and Mater drive home. Ahoo! They hear a spooky sound. They want to find out what it is. Lightning and Mater drive by Ramon's paint shop. Ahoo! Mater sees a scary shape. Is it a monster? Lightning goes into the shop. He finds paint cans. He tells Mater there is no monster. They drive by Doc's shop. It is open late. Ahoo! The sound is louder. They see sparks and flames. Is it a fire monster? Mater is scared, but there is no fire monster. Doc is fixing Sarge. The cars drive to Casa Della Tires. Ahoo! The sound is closer. Mater sees a creepy shape. Lightning finds tall piles of tires. Luigi and Guido are having a sale. Mater and Lightning drive into the desert. Howoo! Mater sees a light in the sky. Is it a monster that glows? Lightning spots Aloft. He is taking a night flight. Lightning and Mater keep driving. Ahoo! The sound is right behind them. Mater is really scared. Lightning wants to find the sound. He turns around very slowly. The spooky sound is not a monster. It does not have fire. It does not have two heads. It does not glow. It is Sheriff. He is driving in his sleep. Lightning and Mater laugh and laugh. They are not afraid. But then they see two glowing eyes. Oh no! What is it? They do not want to find out. And they hightail it. The end. Thank you for joining me for this reading with Cammie. I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you next Thursday. Bye!